possibly. I'm going to explain everything, all those, as it comes along. Alvarez, good evening. Hello. So see together. Okay, cool. All right, let's see this stream start pumping up. Come on, let's see. No, I don't. No, I don't want to do that. I don't get people who do that kind of thing. Anyway, can you guys see my screen and everything going well on that side, or am I not seeing anything? Is everyone not jumping on that side? Anyway, look, let's start. Let's see what's going on. I hope you guys can see what's on my screen and what's happening, what's going on that side. Let's get a few hellos or like fives in the chat so we can see what's going on that side. And I'll go through very quickly what's going on with the... please speak about the following years. I'm going to speak about a whole bunch of stuff, right? How do you see your screen? I literally changed it. See... The answer it's right there. You see that? Sorry, man. I'm messing around. I'm messing around. I'm glad that you take the opposite side. Someone reported me for hate speech when I did that last time. Some people are very touchy. very touchy. I will talk about that. 1 second. Stop. I mean, if you don't want to stay to the whole stream, then you can go into the Learn by Alvarez links in bio to check that out and ask me those type of questions there. But I'm gonna go through what I'm talking about, and then we can go from there. See, you took my advice. Yes, I did take your advice. I listened to my community. What are you talking about? Now, right, where are we right now? Now, look, at this present moment, we have rejected off the 55-day EMA. We got close to a breakout. If we had regained that level there, then we would have most probably tested 117. Most probably. Hello, Mr. Alvarez. I wish, and now I can you start over? Thank you so much. Appreciate it. You didn't miss anything. I literally just started. I started late. Now, there's some really. This is going to be an interesting show, right? I've gone down the rabbit hole of what World Liberty Finance and Justin Sung and all of that jazz has gone through. And if you guys want to hear a story, it is, I don't know if you guys have looked into it, but it is an amazing story. So I'll go through all that kind of stuff and explain all those kind of things as well. Now, look, where we are right now is that a rejection is that, and we're sitting wholeheartedly in this golden pocket. This is oscillating within these periods here. And it's just... Look, what's really important at this moment is the weekly close, right? The weekly close is super duper important right now. If we can close above the roughly around the 12th, in fact, you know, this golden pocket is a bit old, but let's just say around the 12,000 mark, right? This 12,000 mark is extremely important. And if the weekly can close above that, then we're in a really, really good state and we could see continuation. I'm still somewhat dubious. I still think that there could be one last flush down to these levels here. I still think that that's possible, but we are coming off some really interesting news, and I will get onto that very, very soon, so we can kind of understand what is going on, right? We're looking into some other key factors as well that I need everyone to really, really understand. If we look at the of what I describe on multiple occasions, the RSI, and most importantly the stochastic, we have had a cross and it's there. It's still holding. We need that to change before we could say anything, and it looks like it's the start of a bit of a negative run still. We're still not out of the woods right now. And I was looking at something, and I was just checking out something the other day, right? And I was looking at this 50% level, and I was looking at various periods of time where Bitcoin has come down and tested those levels and then shot back up, then retested these upper levels afterwards. Now, what I see in this, and what is really, really interesting, actually, what's going on here? Let's move that out. What I see in this, and what is really, really interesting. Hey, Alvarez, I totaled my car and my money is in crypto. I don't want to sell a bottom, but I don't know. Oh, I am so sorry. Are you okay, man? I am really, really sorry that happened. Most importantly, are you okay? That's the most important thing. Now, the periods of time that it's stated stayed at these 50% and below, but let's look at the 50%. And we are coming into some really, really interesting things. I know this is lazy, right? This is super duper lazy. There's a level of laziness to this, which I don't particularly like. But if we look at these key levels, periods in which we would describe as RSI touching that 50% or below, between these periods here to I would say here, right? Actually, not even that period from here to here, I would say, because that touches it. Like about 63 days. Again, this is about 45 days. This is about, what is that? So yeah, so here it's about 65 days. Here it's about 65 days. Here it's about 48 days. And if we look at where this is coming to, and if it goes down to this period here, and we do an average of, say, I don't know, 50 days, right? 45 to 50 days. If we do that calculation, that we look at where we are right now, that comes to the beginning of October. So if we were to see this one last dip to get into here, if we see this one last this last little move into these regions here, possibly to the 50%, or maybe some serious crash down to the lower levels, then it lines up almost perfectly with the end of September. And I don't want to say that these things have any type of relevance, because I hate this kind of stuff. It's just very, very interesting that these timings are coming to a key area where we could see a potential run after the rate cut. Now, I wouldn't say after the rate, running up to the rate cut. And I think the rate cut could potentially do the very last move down. I still think September is going to be relatively red for the period. I still think so. We could get some relief rallies in certain periods right now, especially as we're holding this 21-day EMA on the weekly, but we need that close to definitely happen above the 12,000. But if we look at on the daily, it's looking a bit rough, right? It is looking a bit rough at this present moment. We'll see where this goes, because a rejection of these key points, excuse me, doesn't look great, right? This is the thing that we need to understand, especially as we start looking at exchange volume as well. And exchange volume looks like it's dipping more and more. And what's really, really important as well for you to really understand exactly where I'm coming from. Where did this go? If we look at the liquidations, all right, where usually it shows the relevant levels of where liquidity stays, where the market goes and the graphs go to grab that liquidity. If you look here, it's about the 12,000 to 13,000 level. It's about the 12,000 level. It's very, very interesting that the area where we have to regain is the exact area where the liquidity holds, which is strange, right? Which is very, very strange. And the fact that we've gone into there, and actually then we've seen people short from this period, this 112,000 area, could mean that we could have one more pull up to here to gain that, grab that liquidity. But if we don't, if that doesn't go and it starts to peel back down, then that there is going to be an area where it's going to need to grab that liquidity at some point. But it's just looking relatively weak still. Because look, undoubtedly the news from the the news from jobs data was bad, right? Was really, really bad. And I want to show you something, and this is incredible, right? It's the first time in history this has happened. I mean, near history. It is the first time that there are less jobs than people looking for jobs. First time in modern history we're at that level. That jobs non-farm data that came out was spectacularly bad. I mean, like world-class bad. Like we're in scenarios right now where the Fed, let alone cut, will need to intervene somehow. We're coming into intervene territory. And the problem is right now, is that I would suspect, because everything I've said about the Fed, what the Fed is doing has come true so far. Everything I've said, everything is what they're doing is exactly what I think they were going to do. The problem I find right now is that the Fed will need to continuously cut. And if inflation starts to a cut is going to cause an inflation hike already. No matter what you think, inflation hike is going to happen. But we have an inflation print before the Fed. And oh my God, that's going to be super duper important. Because if we see a stabilization of inflation, then the effects of tariffs are going to be proven to be a temporary, momentary hike. And then the rate cuts will then indicate a continuous rate cut. That is what is needed in this market right now. What is needed right now in this market is a stabilization of inflation and then a continuous cut from the Fed. That singular cut is going to do nothing to companies at this present moment. Nothing. After today is almost a should. Forget almost a should. It's definitely they're cutting. I knew they were cutting months ago. I said it many, many times. If we look at the data here, that's as certain as you can get, right? That's as certain as you can get. And forget that. Or to the end of the year, they are expecting rate cuts. They're expecting September, October, and December. All three of those times to have a rate cut to happen. I want everyone to really understand that. Like, the market is in real bad situation. Like those, and not only was the fact that the jobs creation was unbelievably low, the previous job creations were 200,000 less as well. They revert that back. So the market is in dire need of help. And the only way that the market, the Fed can help is by cutting aggressively. And then on top of that, how did it get here though? It got here because of tariffs. The singular reason why we are here right now is tariffs. I want everyone to really understand that. Singular reason. The Fed would have cut in January if the tariffs weren't a worry or an issue. In January, they would have cut. It would have been a cutting cycle throughout this whole year. We would have been what we would understand as a bull run this year if the Trump's tariffs were not there, because everything else of his policies are amazing for business. See, what the problem is right now, and what's happening in the situation is that I remember I said this to all of you guys, if you remember back. The worry with tariffs is not the tariffs itself, it's the longevity of the tariffs. It's the uncertainty and the longevity of the tariffs is what causes markets to do things like this, to not invest in companies, to hold on to their liquid assets, and to not create jobs and grow, because who knows what's going to happen next. If tariffs came in, right, and it was a momentary couple of months blip, everything sorted out, and it wasn't this up, down, left, right, sort of, and constant moving few more months later, and this and the other, markets wouldn't be where they are right now. If there was a tariff, it was settled, all the deals were done, everything was all sorted out, then a tariff would actually be a net benefit to the economy, strangely enough, right? But it's this sort of massive uncertainty that it's causing the only institution that can cause a form of stimulus to go, wait, we need to be careful here. This is the aspect that I need to tell you guys. The Fed, right, waited until the very last second until they started seeing jobs go down. I said from the beginning, jobs are far more important than inflation to the Fed. Because in the end, if they can gain enough people to get jobs, they can increase the interest rates and then hold it for a longer period to get this done. And don't forget this, right? And all that I have an announcement. What? Miss Stardust, I hope it's an announcement. What are you, like, having a kid or something? Anyway, that's the situation of what's going on right now. Mortgage rates dropped in the USA today. Average mortgage is 100. Yeah, that's because of the stable coin and various aspects in that aspect. And also, mortgage rates dropped because there's still a buffer. Anyway, look, this is the situation where I want to say to you right now, that's where we are. So rate cuts right now will start the process of all this going on, but it's going to take time for the market to readjust to what's happening. I will say I'm still bullish towards the end of the year. I want everyone to really understand that. But just this September period, until we start getting this rate cuts coming, until we start getting the data from inflation, this is insane. It's insane, the amount of job creations. That is pitiful, the amount of jobs that were created. And the craziest thing of all, this is the craziest thing of all, we are coming into the holiday period. I want everyone to understand that. Like, my father was in sort of import and export back in the day, right? And he would say, coming into September, October is the busy time, because those are the periods where people really start, these big companies really start getting in their Christmas stock. So it's wild that we're having this right now. It's wild. Anyway, that's that situation that I wanted to explain to you, and a few other things I'm going to show you as well. This is going to be slightly, I'm going to show you a lot of data that could be ever so slightly worrying. But I don't want you guys to stress, because I really do believe once the Fed starts cutting, once all of this starts to move in the right direction, then things will start to heal itself. And I'm telling you, we're almost there. More importantly, a bit of a you know that graph I told you, this is an update. I'm getting updates of this now, because why not? You know what I mean? Lean on some people, see what's going on, and we go from there. Right now, we're getting to a really interesting point where it's, strangely enough, the exact, I mean, it's almost identical to what M2 is doing. It's just in a delayed function. Right at that point, we're getting a dip in the market, which is strange, right? And it could give that understanding that when we get to this key level in September, then we're going to be getting to some really, really interesting things, and things will start to move in the right direction. More importantly, you know, as much as I like to give absolute mega alpha in this show, and I'm assuming you guys being quiet, in your video you said it will run up a little bit. Yeah, well, it did have a little bit of run up. I still think that we could potentially test 117. That's all I'm going to say. You guys are all being very quiet right now. The 17s can't come fast enough. Alts are eating. Yeah, look, but that doesn't... These things can change in a second. Don't forget that. Don't forget that, right? Now, a few more things I wanted to show you. This is also something really interesting. Again, you know, just to show you the update. We are 150 billion left before the Fed completely fills its kitty back to where it was. Once it gets there, then we should start to see the market recover, which is very, 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 very interesting, especially when you compare these two graphs together. It's super duper interesting, where we have a little bit more to go, and according to this, a little bit more further down to go as well. And that further down looks suspiciously at 104,000. Suspiciously. It's like we can tell where the market's going to go. Suspiciously at that level. It's weird, right? It's the comparison that's coming here is absolutely strange. So it's a tariff. So is it the tariffs or the Feds with no balls? It's the tariffs. I want you guys to understand something, right? And I want really people to really get this. People are putting their hate in the wrong direction. Powell is doing what he's doing for the benefit of the country, not the other way around. Because look, I'll say this to you. If Powell had cut many months ago, we would be in massive inflation right now. Massive. Absolutely massive inflation. This is the worry that we're going through. So we'll see. We'll see what happens on that side. Now, if we go and see BS, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's very kind of you, Todd. It's super nice for the live comments that you give. Now, a few more things that I want to show you. And this, out of all the things that is worrying, I look. I don't want to alpha only to them. No. You bet. Thank you so much. It's very kind. I love the way that Todd comes and then shouts at me. My favorite thing in life. Now, of all the things that really worry me, this graph here is the one that worries me the most. Right? Just keeping it real because there's no other opinions on that. Just keeping it real because there's other opinions on that. Yeah, of course. But I would say an opinion, not BS. Let's make that clear. This here is the one that causes me the most amount of worry. And I think this is going to bear its ugly head next year. Like really badly. So what this is, right? So I want everyone to really understand this. All right. I feel like I'm going to worry you guys a lot, but I just want to say, that's what I'm going to say. This is the divergence of the XLU, right? Now the XLU is basically the utilities sector in the USA. And the S&P 500 AI stocks. And I don't get why there's a divergence right now. This is the thing that makes me feel a bit iffy. And I think this here right now, is where we're seeing some unusual divergence right now. Why are energy stocks going down when AI and Bitcoin that are wholeheartedly energy dependent sectors going up? Can someone answer me that question? Can someone answer that question to me, please? Can someone answer that question? Is there a question? Is there someone that you know what I mean? I guess if the judiciary system can take apart and dismantle the executive branch, then maybe. I would say that them two need to be completely separate, in my opinion. You can't dismantle it. What are you talking about? The judicial system is there as a safeguard against these type of things. What are you talking about? If something is illegal, it's legal. There's going to be a world war next year. France is already ruining their people. I don't think so. Look, well, 20 minutes to the Orange Man's announcement. Fantastic. I'm going to have a look at that. We'll have a look. Someone put the link into the where that is. Now, I think these are the things. I'm just giving you all the worrying things I've seen so far, right? Because I like to give it as real as it is. I feel like I'm giving you guys a real bad, real depressing live this time. But I'm just telling you all the factors. So, in my humble opinion, right now, where we are is in no man's land still, right? I still think the 104 is definitely going to be is a high probability chance could be hit, right? If it does, that's going to be an amazing buying opportunity for me. I don't think it'll go down any lower than that. But I do think that the jobs report that's came in is giving an almost definite chance that rate cuts will happen. And the first rate cut, while it might be somewhat bearish short term, will be the start of the absolute growth of this market as we see. Where is that thing? Let me have a look at YouTube. 1 second. Trump announcement in 20 minutes. All right, let's have a look. Trump announcement. Right. Is this it? Is he already talking? Live. All right, here we go. Trump announcement. Wait, is that the one? Watch it be absolutely nothing. Watch it be something completely pointless, right? Is this it? No, this can't be it. This ain't live. 1 second. Why would you write live? 1 second. Live. Do we know where it's gonna be? Is this it? Aha, here we go. All right, good. It's a video of the. It's a video of the White House. All right, okay, cool. So that's the situation where we are right now. Now let's look at a few other things. I mean, the SPX is pulling back. It's almost pulled back to the exact point of where I said it was so close. But anyway, how much am I off? 44 to 430. $10. Right, not bad. I need to get better at this, man. I'm only $10 off, but damn that $10. God, anyway, we'll see. Look, another worry is that the gold is going absolutely parabolic. Do you see more likely higher range Bitcoin after today? We'll see. I think the run up to the Fed meeting is going to be bullish. I really do think that, because they will rally into it. And I think the cut and after the cut could potentially be bearish for a bit, and then in October, I think that's when we start the real movements, the real movements. Now, gold going up is I'm not surprised this went up after that jobs creation report, the jobs report, to be honest. But yeah, this could continue up and go and see some silly levels. Gold has gone into meme coin territory, full blown. Like, look at that move, man. It's absolutely insane. Insane, the movement that it's done. And this is more of an indication of inflation than anything else. Not because of the value of the gold has gone up. The thing is just pure fears of the worries of inflation. That's why this is going up. And this is the barometer of what inflation is looking to be like in the future. Now, if we look at USDT dominance, it is sitting at such key levels I can't actually explain to you right now. Like it almost broke that line the other day, but it's just at it is at worrying levels, right? It just needs to break back down below the previous wick. So the 4.4%, if it can recover that area and start going down from there, I think that could be a real speed in the market and go down in that way there. All right, okay, yeah, you got the YouTube thing. Thanks, Sam. Thank you for that message. So we have to watch that carefully. It's running around the 4.48, which here is a super duper important key level, and it has to reject off that and really start to break that trend line that is developed in the short term. So let's see what goes on at that point. I like that it has tapped the 4.62% and rejected from there. So let's see. We just needed to break that previous low, and then we can start getting some good moves in that side. Now, if we look at the Bitcoin dominance, it's coming to a key area where I would expect some form of rejection happening. So we would see alts have some form of rally, because technically alts they are not terrible, but they're not really at the key levels that we wanted to be at. Now, what's really important with this is that the more that this chops within this range here, the more worry that this could potentially break above the 59.09% level. This is the thing. If things start going a bit haywire, I would say the dominance of Bitcoin will be the key factor in all this, right? I think people will start moving into the safe haven, which will be Bitcoin in our industry, and I think that will start running again. And I think that there will be the best sign to understand where the alt season will be coming after that point. Now, one more thing that I want to say before we start watching this announcement, which I've got a feeling is going to be an absolute nothing burger, is where are we here? Is this one? Yes, ETH Bitcoin. ETH Bitcoin is at a insane level right now. If you ever want to see a squeaky bum moment, that's a squeaky bum moment right there. Right there is a squeaky bum moment. If I was a gambling man, right, and I felt like a gamble, I would long that. I would be if I felt like a bit of a gamble, because that is at an unbelievable level. The moment that breaks down, it will be the understanding that Bitcoin will be the safer play than longer play. On the short-term traders who use leverage are panicking. Yeah, that's true. Todd, that is something I completely agree with you, right? I agree with that completely. Yeah, I know. I got a link here. I'm watching something on live Trump announcement here. I got it. So we'll see what happens from that side. That's true, Todd. Yeah, it's true. Right now, if people who play with stupid levels of leverage, or in fact any type of leverage right now, are panicking. And there's a lot of people that will play on the fear of will play on the fear of this downturn and scare people. But man, that disco that you're seeing right now is the bulls fighting for the life of this of alts right now. I'm not panicking. Yeah, no one's panicking. There's no need for panic. A lot of people are panicking. But you see that little disco light that's switching between green and red as we speak. This here is a super duper important graph. Keep this, right? ETH divided by Bitcoin is going to be. This is extremely important. This will play to the actual life of what you would describe as the alts, because without ETH gaining level on, I'm not planning. I'm going to lose my job. You should stop watching me, man. Airdrop ETH to 8,000 pump. Yeah, look, it could look. Eventually, by the end of the year, I'd definitely say that. I'm talking about real short-term stuff here, right? Real short-term stuff. Medium-term, I think that it's going to be extremely beneficial for the market. And I would say ultimately towards the end of all this, there's going to be some form of break somewhere, right? Unless Donald Trump does one of the most absolute, cat out the bag, oh my god moments you could possibly think of. What do you think of medium term Bitcoin price target? I don't know price target. I can't give you price targets for medium term, but I'm assuming it's gonna go in the right direction. That's the thing I will say. I think it's gonna go positively after up until the rate cut. I think it's gonna do well. I think the rate cut could cause some level of negativity, and then we will move on from there. I think October is up. October to the end of the year, I think it's going to be up, and I think towards the end of the holiday season, we might start seeing the pullback that we were thinking of, and then we'll see where the market settles and sits there. If we start seeing growth in jobs, if we start seeing a stabilization of inflation, and if we start seeing all of these problems that are happening in the market settle, then yeah, I think that's going to be a very, very nice level. I'll also say this, right? There are key levels that need to be broken and gained from there. What are your take on Edwin and Advantage? What does that mean? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, man. But yeah, this is the situation of where we are right now. Let's see where the weekly candle closes. It's going to be unbelievably important where this weekly candle closes. And to be honest, I got a feeling that Sunday might be green. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think Sunday might be green. I think what might happen, right? I think Sunday might be green. I think this might pump up and retest this 117,000 level. And from there, after the rate cut, have a pullback, and then we'll towards the end of September, early October, we'll start the mega move where we all want to be. I'm sprinkling at this present moment, and if Bitcoin breaks this key level here, the 107,307, oh man, I'm gonna be sprinkling hard. Can you check out those assets? I don't. We're gonna be watching the Trump thing, and then we'll check that out. When is the rate cut happening? I've shown it to you guys many times before, right? There's a website. I keep showing it to you. Where is this website gone? All right, let me show you this again. There's a website, right? Just add it. Just add it to your what? Okay, here, CryptoCraft. Right, get CryptoCraft. You get all the data that's coming in, key factors of data, when they're coming in, what's expected, and so forth, and everything else on that side. And if you want some more data as well on what the chance of the rate cuts are, you just go into the Fed Watch. You got the Fed Watch, and it gives you all the dates of the cuts and the meetings as well here, and it shows you the percentage of chance of that there's going to be a cut or no cut or this and the other and everything else on that level. Yeah, that's the thing that I want everyone to have them on your tabs and make sure you look at them on a daily basis. It's really important. Markets choppy till rate decision. Hold off on our trades. Focus in the 3 to 4 month out gains. Yeah, perfect. That's exactly what I'm trying to explain to everyone. One more thing that I will say to everyone, right? And I think, I don't know if we have enough time. When is the big man coming out? Because have you guys gone down the rabbit hole of what this World Liberty Finance and Justin let me just 1 second. I'll explain all this. Oh my god. Have you guys gone through the Justin Sun World Liberty Finance debacle? Have you guys gone through this unbelievable story of what could be described as like, I rate Justin Sun, honestly. He makes me happy because he is the purest form of a crypto scammer. Like, he is one of the old school James Bond criminal type of people that I've ever seen in my whole life. You know, the guy that lives on an island right now. In a jurisdiction where he can't be arrested. You know, the guy that created the Tron network that's worth like 3 billion or 6 billion or something like that. Do you guys know about this story? Has everyone looked into it? Should I tell the story or should I wait for after the thing? I'll tell you in a second. All right, let me just keep this in the background, and I'll tell you the wonderful story of what happened with World Liberty Finance Justice. Okay, so I'm so glad I took a bit of pockets, and I'm actually sad that I didn't take more out. Don't be. You'll be fine. Honestly, you'll be fine. Right. Now, let's get the party started on whatever. It's incredible. 1 second. Let me just get all these factors down, because I was gonna do a video about it, but I'll just tell you here, because it is wild. It is a wild story, and I can't believe there's no more news about this. It's crazy. I think they just don't want it to be known. All right. Okay. Here we go. All right. I downloaded all the jazz so I can explain to you. Right. So, wait. Where's the downloads? Hello. Why did that just downloaded everything? Where is the freaking downloads? What? Where did that download to? Oh, in documents. 1 second. All right, 1 second. I'll tell you the story. All right. There's documents. Right. Let's start. All right. Justin Sun, this guy here, right? This lovely guy that you can that you see on this is the creator of Tron, one of the creators of the Tron network, right? Worth 6 billion, 6.5 billion or something on that level. He is I think the best way to put it, has some controversy around him. Maybe look it up, right? It's worth a read to look him up, because this guy has done some mega shady stuff, right? to an extent that now he ran away from the Chinese government. He lives in an island somewhere. America was after him. A whole bunch of people were after him. He embezzled, supposedly embezzled billions of dollars of crypto assets and a whole bunch of stuff that came through, right? He this story is amazing. This lovely gentleman, where are we? Is it? Yeah. This lovely gentleman invested in the World Liberty Finance coin. He invested $100 million into it. And he was at a point where his tokens were worth $500 million. And all of a sudden, the World Liberty Finance team froze his assets, froze all of his tokens. They froze all of his tokens, stating that there was suspicious activity that was going on in his wallets, right? They tracked his wallets. It's amazing. They tracked his wallets where there was an embargo on selling because there's a certain sell amount before the token was about to be launched, on the verge of launching. He sent out $9 million of this to a platform that he owns, right? And that platform, amazing. That platform was giving out a limited time APY. This HTX is his platform, right? It's a trading platform of 20% APY on World Liberty Finance if you would send your tokens there and stake it there, right? The team at World Liberty Finance tracked the wallets of HTC, and these tokens that were staked on his own platform was being sold outside of the embargo of selling on the World Liberty Finance coin, right? So this guy took other people's coins, promising them a 20% APY, and was selling on the token himself as it was being launched. And he was saying, I don't know where this selling is coming from. It can't be me. My tokens are locked. So this guy, knowing that this token was going to have a bit of a dip after launch, was the person that took the majority of the people that staked the coin in his platform and sold the top, and then was thinking, okay, so when I sell the top of this, making all the profits beforehand, the amount of tokens I have, which is worth $500 million, is going to be worth less, but it doesn't matter because I've gained all that profit, and whatever's left, he was going to give the 20% APY to the World Liberty Finance over a year. Over a year. So the Trump Foundation of World Liberty coin company blocked his accounts. Then it gets even better. It's like a soap opera. It's incredible. Then Justin Sun comes out and does a timeline with wallets of where the actual selling was happening. This is amazing. Where the wallets were happening, and it was happening from lots of money going onto exchanges of coin holders selling it from an exchange. So the Trump Foundation is amazing. It's amazing, right? The Trump Foundation, or whatever I'm gonna call it, the Trump Foundation, the World Liberty Foundation, went and did a deep dive on the wallets, and guess who was selling on those exchanges? This guy. and now he's coming out and doing a Twitter blast stating that how unfair and unreasonable that his tokens were frozen, As one of the early investors, I joined together with everyone. We bought in the same way, and we will all diverse the same rights. I love and respect every member of this community. Tokens are sacred. Uh huh. And inaffordable. This should be the most basic value of the blockchain. Especially when you get caught, brother. It's also what makes us stronger and more fair than traditional finance. I call on the team to respect my principles. Yes, Justin Sun. The true level of principles that you could possibly imagine, right? Unlock my tokens and let me move forward together towards the success of World Liberty Finance. Yeah. Yeah. I believe that a truly great financial brand must be built on fairness and transparency and trust. Do you hear this guy? Not on unilateral actions that freezes investor assets, such measures not only violate the legitimate right of investors, but also risk damaging broader confidence in World Liberty Financial. Yes, Mr. Sun, no problem. This guy is world class, trustable guy. So that dump was done by none other than Mr. Justin Sun, the creator of TRX, Tron. Supposedly. Unconfirmed. Unless you look at on-chain data. Yeah. I thought that would be interesting for you guys to hear. It's amazing. It's incredible. It's incredible. Like, this guy is... To use your own platform to give staking rewards for the coin that's about to get launched and then sell it is... I'm impressed, actually. Genuinely, I'm impressed. I think more importantly, these guys here were upset that they didn't get the profits. That's what's going on here. Because technically, he hasn't done anything wrong. He's not done anything illegal. Nothing has been done. He's gonna give all these guys exactly what he stated. I mean, you get what you pay for, bruh. You get what you... I mean, you're taking money from a renowned guy. I think I'm gonna say renowned guy that lives on an island because he's running away from government forces. So, you know what I'm saying? Come on, Trump, where are you, bruh? What's happening? He's not shady. He's just old school crypto. He's old school crypto. Look at that, man. This guy's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. You don't look James Bond villain without being a James Bond villain. That's how it works. Bitcoin to 200k by the end of the year. I don't know if it will hit 200k by the end of the year, but I think it will be higher than its previous all-time high. Most probably. Come on, what's going on with this thing? Where is Trump? He's always late, this guy. It hasn't started yet, has it? What's this, right? It's Fox News. 2.0. Yeah, no, it hasn't started yet. So yeah, that's a little bit of an information story I wanted to give you guys. It's incredible. Just go down the rabbit hole of what's going on with all this stuff. It's incredible. The sheer level. I mean, this was really well planned. Really well planned. And it's always the same thing. It'll be a success, legitimate. I will do anything. Just give me my tokens, man. Just give me my tokens. Nothing wrong with that, right? Just give it to me. Trust me, bro. Trust me, bruh. Good. Anyway, whatever. Look, another thing I want to explain to you guys as well in the coming few days and weeks, I'm going to bring you some really interesting opportunities to you guys, right? A few interesting staking protocols, interesting new launches, new interesting amounts of projects and things like that. And I would say most definitely keep an eye out for the staking protocol on veChain as well. Like this thing is running out on a daily basis, so there's only limited amount of spaces for this thing. Make sure if you have anything on this on veChain, you're thinking for the long term, make sure you look at this. However, as what I missed, you'll be finishing soon. Now we're trying to wait for the veChain state. It looks great. Yeah, it's really, really good thing. Like if something you're going to be holding for the longer term and you believe in this project, it is a no-brainer in my mind. It's a no-brainer. I don't know of anyone that wouldn't be interested in doing something if you're in this chain and looking to hold for a long time. That's the thing. And if you want to have an understanding and check out what that is, right? Make sure you I'll put the link in here so you guys can understand. You can have a look through there and see how to best link your profile there. Make sure you have the veChain's own wallet though. It just makes things cleaner. I'll put both of them down so you guys can understand. This is veChain's wallet. I put it onto the tube chat. Here's veChain's what? That's that. Right. I think that's it. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one for that. And then I'll put the actual Stargate option there as well for you guys. I think it's this one here. There we go. 1 second. There we go. Check that out. All right. Yeah, I like veChain as well. I think veChain has a lot of legs to it. Now, where's this dude? Just wondering if it's going to be any longer. I don't know how long I can stay, but we'll see. We'll check it out. Cool. Any other questions? Right. Anything you want me to look at while we wait for the orange monster to come out and do what it needs to do? Anything else? Shady is good. Trump stands for the right to be shady. Yeah. It's just an amazing story. It's incredible that it didn't come out any more news than anything else. Dominance. Yes. Which dominance? Which dominance are we looking at? What dominance, brev? I'll look at both. Others dominance. God, how am I going to find others dominance? God, you have to be the difficult one, don't you, brev? Look at that. Justin Sun, my man. Justin Sun. Let's look at others dominance. Can you actually look at others? Oh yeah, you can. Cool. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, look, we're on an upward trajectory at this present moment, which is pretty good, right? Which is quite good. Perfect bounce off the 50%. So yeah, it's looking. Look, to be honest, I'll just say this to you guys, right? And I want everyone to really understand this situation. Others and actual altcoins right now, they don't look super weak. I just want everyone to really understand this, and it gives me this real understanding that when would you say it's an ascending triangle? Maybe. I wouldn't say it's an ascending triangle. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Right? I would say that alts in general are not terrible. I want everyone to really understand that. We are so close to this thing rolling over. I can't actually explain to you. We are so close. Yeah, let's say it is. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could say that, right? Because we are looking at dominance right now. So yeah, we could say that. We're really, really close to what I would expect as things to really start running, right? Because you need to understand it. When Bitcoin starts going green, alts go, they really move, right? It's because of the value proposition between the two. But if things start to get really hairy and Bitcoin breaks below this, these will go down for a bit. They will go down. About Dreamcash, I see just points on that on the application, nothing else. Yeah, not yet. It hasn't the wallet hasn't launched yet, completely. There's beta testing going on, and I will be giving those codes up very, very soon. There's only 4 people that are testing at the moment, and they're 4 whales, and they've done $500 million worth of volume on it so far. They are going to be one of the leading platforms on trading on Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid is the whales trading platform, right? And so they're going to be doing some really, really cool stuff there. Really, really cool stuff. And spill the beans, what you buy. I ain't saying nothing yet. I'll put that into the pro group, right? Everyone there, pro and the whale group for Fat Cat will get all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's that situation where we are, right? And if you guys want to get put the code and get some extra amount of money into it, where are we right now? I'll drop a code in here. Drop this code in there, and you'll get like extra 20 or 30,000 or something like that. Whatever, I don't know what it was. Where is that? I know everyone else is going to be start dropping. I'm going first. 1 sec. Yeah, good. Anyway, whatever. Where was I? I don't know. Somewhere around here. Where's my code? Does anyone have my code? No? Anyway, whatever. I think this is my code. There we go. Inconveniently from anywhere in the world. There we go. Where is this? I don't think Trump's going to come out. Anyway. I really don't think he's going to come out. Here you go. That's my code. If I were you guys, right, this is the best way. If you want to start looking at tokens and what would be a good place to look at, start looking at. Okay, let's just pick one. Let's pick Solana, for example. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Anyway, whatever. Start looking at coins that are settling above their 50-day EMAs, right? What the hell? What just happened? Okay. I guess I'm gonna be on YouTube. What the hell was that? They banned my live for some reason.
Thank you very much. We'll start by signing 3 very important bills.
What the hell?
Will, would you discuss them, please?
Yes, sir. This is H.R. 2808. This is the Home Buyers Privacy Protection Act.
I'm sorry. Yeah, someone banned me on my live. 1 second. The notice.
Well, it's difficult for Americans to buy a home, particularly after the last 4 years, sir. But with the president's signature today, we're going to make it easy for people to buy a home without getting hassled. For years, their private personal information has been bought and sold in the open market.
So my live got banned for some reason, and I don't know why. Can we just... All right. As the big man come on. Whatever. Okay. All right, let's just put this on.
Okay. There it is. And that's going to help a lot of the homeowners of our great country.
Yeah, I got banned for apparently fraud.
Want to hold that? Sure.
I don't know.
Thank you, John, very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, Will, you go ahead.
And I'd like to leave you with this gift from a constituent back in Tennessee.
Oh, I could use that at night.
William Watson just posted on my story that you got banned. What?
Thank you very much. That's very nice.
Justin banned you, bruv.
Number of executive orders for your attention, sir. From 1789 until 1947, our nation won some of its greatest military victories under the direction of a Secretary of War operating within a
No,
department.
apparently
Today, with
I
this
was
executive
doing
order,
fraud and
we'll
scam.
authorize, the current Secretary of
I
Defense
don't know
and
anymore,
Department of
man.
Defense to once again
I just don't know anymore.
embrace this great lineage, and once again be named the Secretary of War and the Department of War.
So this is something we thought long and hard about. We've been talking
That's
about
what she
it for
said.
months, Pete and I, and Dan. Dan came into the fold. By the way, a great general. He headed up the, I wouldn't call it an attack. I'd almost call that one maybe even more than an attack. What he did with Iran, you saw the success of
Too much good information. I have no idea what the hell that was.
this was sent to
TikTok is just doing whatever it wants to.
company that makes that particular.
I just read on Twitter, you go, man, redemption. What are you talking about, man?
Flawless. They flew for 37 hours back and forth, and there wasn't a bolt that was out of condition. There wasn't an engine failure. There was no problem. It was a perfect attack, and it knocked out any possible.
Is this the real? Is this is this what he's talking about, right?
And we weren't going to put up with. So great job, Dan. And we've been talking about this Department of War. So we won the First World War. We won the Second World War. We won everything before that and in between. And then we decided to go woke and we changed the name to Department of Defense. So we're going Department of War.
It's on the Hamstein. Is that website? Ah, redemption. Are you from the UK?
To say a few words, Pete said, I think it's a much more appropriate name, especially in light of where the world is right now. We have the
Unbelievable.
strongest military in the world. We have the greatest equipment in the world. We have the greatest manufacturers of equipment by far. There's nobody to even compete, and you see that with this and so many other things. The Patriots are the best. Every element of the military, we make the best by far. So, Pete, I'd like to ask you and maybe Dan Raisingame to say a few words, please.
Mr. President, thank you. After winning a war for independence in 1789, George Washington established the War Department, and Henry Knox was his first Secretary of War. And this country won every major war.
I'm from Utah.
including
All right,
World
okay.
War I,
How'd you know about
World War
Hampstead
II,
Heath Gazette? That's
Mr.
such a.
President, as you said. Then 150 years after that, we changed the name after World War II from the Department of War to the Department of Defense in 1947. And as you pointed out, Mr. President, we haven't won a major war since, and that's not to disparage our warfighters, whether it's the Korean War, the Vietnam War, or our generation of Iraq and Afghanistan. That's to recognize that this name change.
This could be an opportunity to talk about
What is this?
all listeners' lives, which is the question of money and savings.
Are you joking me right now?
And we do have a lot of
Restoring intentionality to the use of force.
I need to buy the Pro.
At your direction, Mr. President, the War Department is going to fight decisively.
Yeah, the live was banned.
not endless conflicts.
The live was banned for fraud.
Win, not to lose. We're going to go on offense, not just on defense.
I just googled. Okay, all right, okay.
Not tepid legality. Violent effect, not politically correct. We're going to raise up warriors, not just defenders. So this War Department, Mr. President, just like America, is back.
I'm going to pay for YouTube. I have it on my computer. I mean, my TV downstairs. I don't have it here.
America first.
Pay for YouTube.
These three
Buy Pro, bro.
brought to you
I
by
will.
the War Department. We're back.
Thank you very much. Very well stated, and really it has to do with winning.
It has to do with winning, does it?
We could have won everything. We really chose to be
Oh
very,
my God.
politically correct or wokey, and we just fight forever. And then we, win. We wouldn't lose really. We just fight to sort of tie. We never wanted to win wars that every one of them we would have won easily with just a couple of little changes or a couple of little edicts.
All right, I got an idea.
I was told that ISIS would take 5 years to win.
Okay, yeah, ISIS would do 5 years. Everything.
We just fight forever,
There we go.
and then we,
Now, why do I need to pay for
we just fight to
for a
sort of
double
tie.
YouTube?
We never wanted to win wars that every one of them we would have won easily with just a couple of little changes or a couple of little edicts. I was told that ISIS would take 5 years to win, and Dan Kane, when I told him how long would it take, he said, I think about 4 weeks, sir. I said, what do you mean 4 weeks? I was told 5 years by the people in Washington. You know who they were. 5 years. I said, you can't do it in 4 weeks. I actually flew to Iraq to meet with him, and I met him at a big air base, and remember that famous day? Well, it turned out to be a famous day for our country because you're now the head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, which is the biggest deal. And he is because he did things that everybody said couldn't do. So they said it was going to be 5 years, and he knocked them out in about 4 weeks total, 100%. We took over, and ISIS was gone, and pretty amazing. But we never fought to win, and now
I thought you dropping these mortgages are gonna get cheaper.
Solved 7 wars. We have the one that I thought was going to be probably one of the easier ones, and that's.
Have you guys realized?
Ukraine, and that turned out to be one that's a little.
Have you guys realized how this guy just has a knack of just saying nothing for 15 minutes?
And we're going to get the other one done too. But it
And also,
a little bit more difficult than I thought.
can you explain this to me? Can you explain this to me? I want also this, right? Why is there, you know, felt tip pen, 1 here, and also 15 here as well? Does each one have to be signed by a fresh pen? Is that what it is?
813 people, young soldiers died, Russian and Ukrainian, not American soldiers. But it's a shame. It's just, you know, they're human lives, and I want to see it stop. But General Kane's done a fantastic job. And again, defeated ISIS, which they said would take a long time. And it didn't take a long time at all, and did other things that people said really couldn't happen. We have the greatest equipment in the world. We have the greatest soldiers in the world. Dan, say a few words, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. President.
He ran
an
out.
honor
He ran out.
for me today to represent the incredible men and women of America's joint force. Today and every day, the 2.8 million service men and women stand ready to fulfill our sacred duty to protect America.
He gives the pens away. Okay.
As, the president
As in,
said,
like,
America's
this pen
military
signed
is
this
the
document.
single
All right, that makes sense.
most powerful fighting force in the world. The mission you and the Secretary have given us is clear and unambiguous to deliver peace through overwhelming strength. And I remind
Text
everyone that
POTUS
the US
to
military
45470 for
adversary
updates from the
at
Trump
the
White
time
House.
and place
Is that
of our
directly
choosing.
from Donald Trump, or is
Service
it
to
just
this
like,
nation is an
because that might be a cool
incredible
thing to have.
gift, and we're grateful and honored
Just
every
watching
day
a cooking channel, can we substitute saffron for turmeric, as I don't have saffron? No, of course you can't. Are you joking? Ah, the pens will dry. That makes sense. Look at that
I
signature.
think that's a big one, I'll be honest.
I love his signature. It makes me so happy. I would like to have one from the White House.
That's
What?
a big one.
I guess so, yeah.
Do you have any questions on this subject?
No, please, God, no.
G20 in a couple of minutes, but yes, please. No,
What gave you the idea for this rebrand? And a question for you, the newly minted Secretary of War. What message does this send to our enemies, to our allies, to the American people? And again, what gave you the idea for this rebrand at this moment in history?
Well, he wings it as he does.
I think it sends
That talking about saying anything gives him time to figure out what he actually is. That is such a great point, Johnny. That is such a great point.
And again, you know, having the
Wait, you have a cooking channel? Damn share the beta.
better. You look at all of the
I'm a good
any
cook.
of it. Submarines, as an example, we're 20 years ahead of anyone else. Nobody even compares. And I let a lot of this happen in my first term. You know, we totally rebuilt our military. And then, of course, you had that catastrophe in Afghanistan where they gave up a lot of the equipment, but a relatively small amount, but a lot. It was a lot in Afghanistan. I think it was the most, General, I'd say it was the most embarrassing day
I
in
would
the history
say,
of our country, the way that happened.
with a high degree
Went to
of
the
confidence,
wrong airport. They should have gone to Bagram, not the local
that this is
little
possibly the most
airport,
boring
you know,
thing that he could be talking about right now.
security with tight
Who
borders.
cares?
You know what happened. I think it was the most embarrassing moment. in
Don't
the
do
history
it.
of our country.
You'll go on
It was under
on the
Biden
list, and he'll
administration.
ask you for $5 every day in your
And
email.
we were
But
gonna be leaving,
but
we
I
were
want
leaving
I want a
straight
personal
and
message
we're
from
gonna
the
keep
Trump.
Bagram, because Bagram's 1 hour away from where China
I wonder if his
makes its nuclear
I wonder if his
weapons.
text
We have that
messages is
all
like
to ourselves.
is
It's
like
beautiful,
what
but
he's
built many
what he's
years
saying
ago,
right now.
that, today would be the equivalent of, you know, many, many billions of dollars. You couldn't build it.
Billions.
The longest runways, the most powerful runways in terms of load capacity.
Wait for him to
And we just walked away from
wait
it.
for him to
So
say he
simple.
started the military like no
And,
other. Of
they were
course. What are you
fools.
talking about?
The people were fools. No, We have the strongest military, and I think that indicates we have the strongest military. And you know, we had it, and we won World War I, we won World War II, we won everything before, and as I said, we won everything in between.
Yeah, it was just you guys, right?
We were very
It was-
strong, but we never fought to win. We
Yeah,
just didn't fight
yeah.
to win.
You guys won World War
Lose
II.
anything, but we didn't fight to win. We could have won every one of those wars.
It was only America.
But,
America was the only one to win
a route that
World War II.
politically correct, but
There was
not
no other
politically
countries
correct.
other than America against the
So, I
world.
think the Department of War sends a signal. Yeah, please.
Let's see.
You alluded to this a little while ago, but you said that this rename is a quote, a good reflection of where the world is at right now. How do you square naming it the Department of War when you've been pursuing peace in so many different parts of the world?
Well, I think I've gotten peace because of the fact that we're strong. If we weren't strong, those 7 deals I told you about, the 7 wars, a majority of them wouldn't have happened. They happened for 2 reasons: trade and our strength. Those are the 2 reasons. And probably strength may be more important than trade.
Does it give you
So
the
we,
does
I
it
was
give
very
you
proud
the
of all those wars. Those were wars that could not
the
be
Russia
settled, and I
from
settled all of them. And
World
we'll
War
get
II?
the other one settled also.
It's just
That'll get
the
settled.
history
But
doesn't
without the
matter,
strength,
money
we
glitch,
wouldn't have
right? It
settled
doesn't
it.
matter.
Yeah, please.
Only Trump history matters.
Your expectation that Congress will codify this name change in the law?
I don't know, but we're going to find out. But I'm not sure they have
Guys,
to.
stop at 6
We're
wars with
signing
6 months. Show
executive
some
order
respect.
today.
He did, yeah.
But we're going to find
Say
out.
fat cat orange, man.
If they do, we're going with it, and we're going with it very strongly. There's a question as to whether or not they have to, but we'll put it before Congress.
Do you know how much this rebrand will actually cost? And are there any concerns about, the Pentagon's mission and
Yeah.
actually cutting back on spending?
We've
and
got a lot. We know how to rebrand without having to go crazy. We don't have to recarve a mountain or anything. We're going to be doing it not.
Does it?
in the
Okay,
most
I want to ask a
expensive
genuine
way.
question, right?
Start
Right.
changing the stationery as it comes.
Is it
through.
me or
Lots
does
of
it
things
feel
that
like
we're not gonna be
when
doing.
there isn't some sort of
Things like have been done in the
insanity
past,
going
we
on
changed the name
that
of
he's
forts
creating?
that shouldn't have been
He
changed.
sits there and
The
goes,
fort should not have been changed.
"What can I
For the
do
most part,
to get in front of the
and
camera
so many
again?"
of them have been changed
What
already. At the request of the
slightly
communities, every one of those
pointless,
communities
ridiculous
said, "We
thing
want
can
our
I
name
do or
back."
say
Like Fort
that will
Bragg
make
as an example. The
that will
people
get me in front of this
that
camera
wanted that name back.
and I
They
can
refused to
talk
call it anything else but Fort Bragg. So we're not going to be spending very much
15 and a half minutes
Yes, please.
about a bloody name change. A name change.
No, this is nothing to do with anybody but the United States of America, the people of America. This is who I talk to about changing a name. It's a very important change because it's an attitude.
What? I'm curious.
And
I'm
we know
I'm
how to
curious.
win.
What
We've been
what would the
winning,
name
and we're gonna
change
win
cost?
Like you've never seen. When these factories start to open up that are being built all over the country, you're going to see things happen in this country that nobody expects. We have over $17 trillion in investment coming into the country. We never did anything even remotely close to that. No other country has either, by the way. So you're going to see things that are pretty amazing. But it's really about winning.
And what about the security guarantees aspect of that with Ukraine, sir?
Well, we'll work that out. We'll help them. Look, we want to save a lot of lives, so we'll do something with that. I think people expect that. We'll help them. Europe will be first in by far, and they want to be first, and they want to see it end. Europe wants to see it end, and it'll end. It'll end all of a sudden. It's going to come together. You watch.
Let me tell you something.
You want something, right? Yeah,
I
we
agree.
are.
Why are we looking at him now? Whatever we achieve with this,
Decisive offensive action to protect American values. Strikes in Iran, strikes this past Tuesday on a positively ID'd trend to Iraq with narco-terrorists. Is that going to be a critical function of the Department of War?
It depends on the individual.
So let me explain this to you.
We don't want drugs coming in from
I just
Venezuela
Googled
or
what is the
anybody
normal
else,
cost.
so we'll be tough on that.
What was the
We
last?
don't
What was the
want,
cost of the last name change
human
that the U.S.
trafficking.
government
We
has
don't
done
want
to a
see
department?
people coming in where they open their prisons from all over the world.
And it
they
cost
dump their
them
prisoners into our country, which is what they did.
$20 million.
Biden administration, where they took insane asylums and
$20 million.
that held
This
people who
guy.
were seriously mentally ill, mentally incompetent, mentally dangerous, and they dumped those people into our country, and we're trying to get them out now. What they've done, what the Democrats and Biden have done to this country, will go down in infamy. what they have done to our country, and especially.
You know, I would say if there was any type of drinking game you could play, is to watch one of his
nothing compared to what they did.
is watch one of his press releases and take a drink every time he says billions, Biden, and I, right? You probably end up in the hospital.
We've won it all. Ultimately, won it all. Hard process. It should be easier. We know who it is. We know exactly.
I'm
who
number
we're looking
one.
for. We had 11,000 murderers dropped into our country. We've gotten a lot of them out. Or in some cases, they're so dangerous, we were afraid to get them out because they'd come back in. But
Really?
for the last 120 days, 0 people came in. Can you imagine? This is me speaking, but these are.
I mean, I do give him props for the ability to stop the border crossings to this extent. He's done an amazing job with that. Like that is something to be commendable by him. I mean, I don't really agree with him. ICE coming in and removing people that have been here for 24 years, paying taxes and this and the other, and then they send them home because they're undocumented. I don't agree with that, but
Yeah. Well, the recruitment's the most exciting thing.
why I mentioned Biden? Biden had no idea what
When I was campaigning for the office,
Hey.
numbers were coming out.
Hey.
The recruitment numbers generally.
Trump coin needs to go into a strange Bitcoin, strategic Bitcoin coin. You gotta have a shit coin. Yeah, man. He'll get it in there somehow.
Anything having to do with like a public service, the numbers were horrible, record-setting bad. And now they're record-setting good. We're setting every record every month for recruitment. We're packed in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard. My beautiful I love Space Command. I see Space Command, but Space Force has been. We've got a waiting list of people wanting to go in. A year
Space
ago,
Force.
especially a year and a half ago. You know, when I took the lead in the polls, which was very early, it really helped with the recruiting. And when I won from November 5th on, it's been amazing. And over the last 4 or 5 months, we're just packed. It was very hard to get police officers. Now the departments are loaded up. Everyone wants to be a policeman or a woman. So it's been a great thing. General, do you want to talk about that?
Sure, as you said, serving our nation is an incredible gift that we give, and the reward on that gift pays back exponentially year over year. And I think the young people of America are seeing the importance of service, and whether it's in any of our armed services or in local police, fire, or rescue, service is an important thing that I personally encourage, and I know everyone else in government service sees that same reward.
His ICE folks shut down an Hyundai car plant yesterday and took half the workers away. It's amazing. I just realized that there is no direct translation from Finnish to English on the phrase I use about a frog, about that frog thing. Closest may be that he blurts something out. Sorry, I don't know, man.
And that you might almost call it a vibe shift, an attitude shift, a feeling that the country is back, that service is back. And there were military families last year, Mr. President, that said, I don't know if I can recommend, I mean, I wrote a book on this.
If this is the whole meeting,
to my son or daughter, given what's been done to our military. You heard it over and
guys,
over.
I just like, if this is the whole meeting,
military families right now, sir, and they're saying,
this is a real problem.
Kids, that they go into this department, this Pentagon, under this commander-in-chief, who they know you'll have their back, and they want to serve. So it is historic, and it's the biggest reflection of how motivated Americans are by your leadership, sir.
You know, really, it's nothing more than spirit, love for the country. I guess the esprit de corps, as they say, you have more of that than we've had maybe ever, frankly. But to see it turn over a period
Give the Secretary of War a drink.
Nobody wanted to go into the military.
That's a name, man.
Wants to go into the military.
God, that's a name.
Jennifer, you wanted?
Yeah, there's some new reporting on North Korea and this Navy SEAL incident in 2019. Can you say if the administration has engaged with North Korea on that incident since it happened recently?
Yeah.
And can you share some references?
I don't know anything about it, no. I'd have to, I could look, but I know nothing about it.
Can you confirm that it happened?
I don't know anything about it. I'm hearing it now for the first time.
Okay, great. And then on the Hyundai incident in Georgia with the arrest of some workers, construction workers at the plant, have you heard any feedback from Hyundai?
I just heard about that a little while before the news conference, and I would say that they were illegal aliens, and ICE was just doing its job. but I know nothing about the instance. It happened a little while ago.
There has been some pushback on that though from South Korea already, and of course, they pledged to invest 150 billion in the U.S. This year, last week. Are you concerned?
Well, they have the right to sell cars and things in our country. It's not like a one-sided deal.
Are you concerned at all about your immigration agenda potentially clashing with these economic goals?
Well, we want to get along with other countries, and we want to have a great, stable workforce.
Every time someone asks a slightly difficult question, I can see the get out of my country. I can see it. I can see it going in his mind. If you don't like it, leave. If you don't like it, leave. Like literally, that's going through his mind right now.
Well, I think one of the things is the cashless bill is killing it. When that came out, the first time, that's when you saw the real big crime start to happen. Cashless bail, what a disaster that is. You murder somebody, you don't have to put up bail, and you go out in the street and you murder somebody else. That's what's happened. It happens so often. And that's one of the things. And other of the things you're reading about, it's just standard, but just...
I find the US bail system one of the most ridiculous systems I've ever come across in my life.
Over the last period of time has been what's happened to D.C. So we've gone from one of the most dangerous cities in our country to what they call a safe city. It's a totally safe city. In fact, I set up dinner in Washington, D.C. next week. I wouldn't have done that, to be honest. I would have had an obligation not to do it before I came into office, or even at the very beginning.
Is this guy real?
Things were so corrupt and so dangerous out on the streets. So Washington, D.C. has had virtually no crime. We even have a mayor that's admitting to it, and she's a liberal Democrat, in all fairness. She's a person that hasn't gotten exactly along with Republicans over the years. And she said she's never seen anything like it. So Washington, D.C. is a totally safe city. We have virtually no crime.
I feel like fact-checking that.
It's gone from the most unsafe city in
I feel like I want to fact-check that really badly.
To one of the safest cities, maybe the safest city in the United States. That's
Okay.
a tremendous compliment to...
Is Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. one of the safest...
Yes.
One of the safest cities in the USA.
Respected all over the country, really. He's a leader.
No.
We didn't discuss
Okay, sorry.
anything having to do with his future. I'm sure he'd be very good at that.
Second question, Alligator Alcatraz, in Florida, a major ruling appeals court blocked the federal judge in order to
No.
close it, and
He's talking a lot of bullcrap.
I think they've done a fantastic job in building it, the governor and everybody else that's been involved.
How can I ask someone, please? How long is this? I'm slowly losing the will to just live right now.
You know, we focus on criminals before we focus on anybody else, and we're taking thousands and thousands of criminals out every month out of our country, some of them murderers. And I think Florida's done a great job by building it, and whether it's Alligator, Alcatraz, or anything else you want to call it, I was there. I visited with the governor, with other people. I guess Nikki was there. Tom Homan's been there a lot. A lot of people have been there. It's an amazing facility for what it is. It's not a hotel. It's not supposed to be a hotel, but they've done a great job with it. I'm very happy with the judge's decision.
You also mentioned Venezuela. I want to ask one more follow-up question on that. On the U.S. strike on the boat tied to a Venezuelan drug cartel, the Maduro regime is pushing back today. In fact, they say the U.S. seeks regime change through military threat. Your reaction to those words, and also, would you like to see regime change in Venezuela?
Well, we're not talking about that, but we are talking about the fact that you had an election which was a very strange election. to put it mildly.
About
Very nice when I
making
say
cities
that.
safe
I can
that he has
only say
spoken
that,
every time he has had an opportunity since last week.
billions
Yeah,
of
I
dollars
just
of drugs are pouring into our country from
Billions.
Venezuela. The prisons of Venezuela have been opened up to our country. They've taken their prisoners, the worst prisoners, murderers, Tren de Aragua, The worst prisoners that you can ever imagine are now happily living in
One
the
important
United
announcement,
States of
bro.
America.
Yeah,
Now,
exactly,
many of them were
Cryptus.
gotten out.
I'm slowly melting into I
liberal
don't
system
care.
that we're working with in many cases, not in all cases, but
Maybe this is the
millions and
important
millions
announcement.
of dollars and billions of dollars of drugs are pouring out of Venezuela and other countries. Look, China, what they're doing with
Yeah, he said China.
terrible thing. It comes through Canada and it comes through Mexico, but a lot of it's coming through Venezuela. Venezuela's been a very bad actor, and we understand that. And when you look at that boat, you see the bags of whatever it is. Those bags were, those bags represent hundreds of thousands of dead people in the United States. That's what they represent. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, your reaction to the jobs report this morning?
Well, I'm going to talk about that in a minute. We have our great people here, so I'll talk that in a minute. Let's talk about this. We'll give a couple of because these two people want to get to work on the Department of War. So let's keep them first. Yeah.
Mr. President, the DOJ is reportedly considering a ban.
No drink when he says China. How old is the ginger man?
Are we talking in the military?
He's blonde. It's strawberry blonde, all right? Strawberry blonde.
I'll refer to that then differently because it's not a military question. I'll be able to pass on that very nicely unless you'd like to talk about it. Pete doesn't want any part of that question. Yes, please.
Mr. President, who do you blame for losing India to China? You posted earlier today in the morning, you did put that out.
Oh, damn.
We have, I've been very disappointed that India would be buying so much oil, as you know, from Russia. And I let them know that. We put a very big tariff on India, 50% tariff, very high tariff. I get along very well with Modi, as you know. He's great. He was here a couple of months ago.
Really? Do you get it? Yeah, he does like the word billion, for sure.
Soaking wet. It was such a terrible place to have a news conference. I said, well, let's use a beautiful white stone emblematic of the White House, okay? And it's been very well received. But we had a news conference on the grass. That was my last news conference I had on the grass because everybody sunk in. You probably sunk in. Every reporter out there, they ruined their shoes. We made that change.
I'm impressed. The one thing I will say about this guy, right? The one thing I'll say about it, he's amazing at just saying nothing. He's amazing at it. Like what was that? Did he even answer the question at all in any way whatsoever?
Yeah.
How do you describe this buildup, this situation?
Well, I just think it's strong. We're strong on drugs. We don't want drugs killing our people. I believe we lost 300,000. You know, they always say 95, 100,000. I believe they've been saying that for 20 years. I believe we lost 300,000 people last year. I know families that lost their son. Those families will never be the same. I know a family lost a daughter, a beautiful daughter. In fact, it was like she took something that she thought was like a minor deal, and it turned out to be riddled out with fentanyl, the size of the head of a pin, and you're dead. And no, we're stopping the drugs. We're going to save a lot of people. Look,
Did he just say that one of his friend's kids took drugs and then died?
We're not going to let that happen to this country. Think of that.
Now, if you were to really think about the scenario where that would be being done, and his level of friends,
all of that, the Civil War, we lost 600,000. So we're losing half of that every year to drugs.
did this guy fall asleep? Was that guy asleep? 1 second. 1 second. You guys notice that? Was that guy sleeping?
We lose that every 2 years, more than that. So it's 300 to 350,000 people. And when I see boats coming in, like loaded up the other day with all sorts of drugs, fentanyl, most and we're going to take them out. And if people want to have fun going on the high seas or the low seas, they're going to be in trouble. I will tell you, boat traffic is substantially down in the area that happened, and they called it the runway. It's a runway.
I think he's going to go on the same treatment Putin's planning to go to have an eternal life, replacing organs to stay young. I think so.
I don't even know about fishermen. They may say, "I'm not getting on the boat. I'm not going to take."
It's like.
Well, I would say they're going to be in trouble. We'll let them know about that.
He's
We
a
heard
walking
that
example
happened,
of
but it wasn't really
say
over.
fake it till you
Not
make it.
like
Yeah, I mean it's
so,
unbelievable.
but I
You know
was
who he
saying,
reminds me
when
of?
they do that, you have a choice
Who's
to do anything
the
you want.
what was
If they fly in a dangerous position,
the
always say
grandfather in The Simpsons?
you
You know
are
when he
the
starts
captain,
saying a
you make the
story
decision.
and it just never ends? This guy's story, I still feel like he's in the same story, talking about the same story.
How close did they get? You said the changes.
Well, I don't want to talk about that, but if they do put us in a dangerous position, they'll be shut down. Thank you very much, everybody. So we're going to now cover the G20, and I'm going to let these people go back to the Department of War and figure out how to maintain peace. Okay? Thank you very much. Thank you. Congratulations, General. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Great job.
Sir, just before G20, we do have one more EO
Okay.
for you today. And I should also say that the Department of War EO that you signed was actually your 200th EO since you
Wow.
came back into office on January 20th. That's more than Joe Biden did in his entire term in office, more than Obama did in either of his 2 terms in office. So it's a momentous accomplishment and congratulations.
That's good, but Biden never signed one.
No, yeah,
They
you've
were
done
signed
every
by
one
the-
up in here.
They've been signed by the auto pen, right, didn't he? So we really beat him by much more than you think.
This, the 201st executive order, sir, this relates to hostages and wrongfully detained Americans. This provides a new legal mechanism to declare foreign countries to be countries that engage in those sorts of practices and gives your administration powerful tools to get American hostages out. This has been a
Right.
focus of your administration this time.
Unbelievable brown nose. Unbelievable levels of brown nose. Honestly,
I think it's great. And
honestly, I've never
Adam,
seen
you wanna describe
the
how
true level of brown nosing as I've ever
you
seen
and
in
I
this thing.
You and a couple of other people that we know, and me and a couple of other people that you don't know, but we've gotten a lot of hostages. You want to describe it?
Mr. President, you brought back 72 hostages since your term. If we compare that to President Biden, he has gotten 20 taken. So he
Do you love that? Okay, I'm noticing something amazing here. Do you love that every statistic and everything that's talked about is compared to Biden, right? It's either there's a few things, either Biden or China, right? It's amazing. Like who comes out with
I
a
kept hearing, not only that, 6
the
billion
paper
plus,
says
we'd get like,
the paper, the things that matter, not the little words, not the small little things, right? Not any of these small little things, but it says Trump and Biden.
we paid money. So, no, we don't do that. You know, once you pay money,
They spent money on that, all right?
saw it disappear. And
They spent money on that. It's important, all right? People need to understand that Biden is minus 24 and Trump is plus 72. So Biden gave.
But they would. They'd be grabbing reporters. They'd be grabbing everybody. And especially when
So
you pay
Biden gave refugees Americans. So he took Americans and gave it to the bad guys, whereas Trump took them. Just so you understand, right? And
That's fantastic. Would you like to say something?
it's amazing. I want a copy of that. I want to put it on my wall.
It's Rick Grinnell, it's Steve Witkoff who brought Americans home. But with this EO you are saying today,
Didn't they normally rename Minister of Defense to War Department during the wartime? Please, crypt this. Honestly, I feel like the Truman Show. It's amazing. He's still holding it. Say Biden. Please say Biden.
Thank you, Sebastian. Very good. You're doing a great job, too.
Say Biden.
This is your director for hostage affairs at the NSC. So Julia was seminal as well to all of this.
I heard you're doing unbelievable.
Biden.
Would you like to say something?
Absolutely. It's a outstanding EO, absolutely unprecedented action against those foreign adversaries who would take our people. They now know they are on notice, and it's not acceptable. And if you take our people now, you will pay.
You know, Adam gave up a job where he was making tremendous amounts of money, big stuff, top of the line, Wall Street, and he wanted to do this. He wanted to do hostages. I offered him other jobs too.
Did he want to do hostages? Is that his job title? That he does hostages?
Negotiation. And pretty amazing. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you all. you have any questions for them on this?
Please say
very important
Biden.
subject?
I think it shows a lot of your leadership as far as fighting for Americans and fighting for humans, and to think that Joe Biden.
Yes! Yes! I knew it! I knew it! I knew it! It was gonna come every 5 minutes. It has to say Biden.
We don't negotiate, we're stay strong in that type of what they call business.
One little anecdote that may be of interest.
Ladbrokes is taking bets on how many times he's going to say Biden during the press conference. Oh my God.
That this building, Biden's National Security Council, told those families not to talk about their missing loved ones.
Biden. Second Biden.
Not to create any pressure on Biden. And
3 times Biden.
the key propagator of the Russia hoax. This administration has met with those families on a weekly basis. People like Adam, yourself, sir, your envoy.
Come on, say Biden one more time.
To get every
Say it.
single American home.
Say it.
To tell them not to talk about their loved ones, but bring them home.
Well, I can tell you one story that was amazing a few weeks ago.
Is this like a monthly butt lick? Is this like a monthly butt? Does he just like bring people to lick his ass and kiss his ass? Is this what this is?
He released 16 hostages. John Cole, a lawyer who works for me, great lawyer actually, one of the greatest lawyers. But John Cole was over there and he heard that they had hostages. And you know about this. 16 people he released. And I just want to thank the head of Belarus. But while John was over there, they had, I believe, another 1,400 hostages. Now, not from us, from places all over the world. And just pretty tough place, in all fairness. But they had 1,400. And I believe they're going to be releasing a lot of those 1,400. They're not, I think very few, if any. We got pretty much ours back. And we didn't pay anything, but I very much gave my respects to the leader of the country. Was again, he's a very strong man, but he's got 1,400 or 1,500 or a large number, and we're talking about releasing them. Some are political, I guess. A lot of them are political, and looks like they're going to be released at some point in the pretty near future. So it's a great thing. They have to respect your country. If they respect you and they respect your country, they release it. If they don't, then you have to pay $6 billion.
Honestly, it must be the hardest job to be a White House correspondent right now.
Kind of related, but not really. But could you comment on Tina Peters, who's been locked up behind bars from Colorado within the election? I think you put out a couple days ago about it.
We have a wonderful woman who was an election official, and she saw cheating in Colorado, and she viewed it as horrible, and she said, "What's going on here?" And she went to the machine and she tried to open to find out whether or not it was cheating, and they went to her and they said, "Did you touch this machine?" "Yes." And they arrested her. They arrested her instead of the people that did the cheating. It's a state charge, so it's hard to do anything with. But
if you want to have your kids go to sleep, just put this on the TV.
That's why they lost.
I'm having trouble. I'm having trouble.
They just lost the whole Space Command situation.
I'm really having trouble deciding whether I want to end it all or not right now.
But this woman,
this is a form of torture.
Is a real patriot, and they put her in jail for a long time. She's 72 years old, 73 years old. And
amazing man, amazing story. The question is, this fairy tale was dragons.
She's trying to find out what was going on. And they went and arrested her for doing that. And it was supposed to be the other way around. I'm glad you brought that up. They should let her go. Let her out. Thank you. Yeah, please.
This isn't really the subject that's talked a lot about, Mr. President, but what about your team's strategy has made them so effective getting a
End it. It's nothing for us.
I think they respect us. I think they respect us. They know we're not going to pay. Adam is a great negotiator. Steve Witkoff is a great negotiator. Seb is a great negotiator. They're all smart people. They're a little bit natural negotiators. Some people aren't good negotiators. Nothing you can do about it.
Charlie, that's hilarious. I honestly think he wouldn't make it through the whole week without these public lickings. I don't think so.
But we've got a lot of people out, and we'll continue. We don't have too many in. How many are you working on right now?
There's not a lot left.
We got most of our people out. We got them mostly back.
Mr. President, do you have an update on the negotiations to release the rest of the hostages in Gaza?
We're in very deep negotiation with Hamas.
Mhm.
We said, let them all out right now. Let them all out, and much better things will happen for them. But if you don't let them all out, it's going to be a tough situation. It's going to be nasty. That's my opinion. Israel's choice, but that's my opinion. They got to let them out.
Is it?
You got 20 plus. You have about 38 dead people.
Is it?
Young, beautiful, dead people. And I'll tell you, the parents want them every bit as much, almost more, than as if their son or daughter were alive. But you have many dead people that are coming out as part of the deal. It's 20 people, but I think of the 20, there could be some that have recently died, is what I'm hearing. I hope that's wrong. But you have over 30 bodies in this negotiation. Can you believe? I mean, we negotiate for people that live in here. We know that at least 30 people are dead, and we're negotiating to get them out. The parents want them back so badly, as if they were alive. Every bit as much. It's really pretty amazing. It's very sad. I'm in the middle of it. And I put out the other day, I said,
I can't.
We don't want to, I was the one with myself and my people, Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner was great on this. But they got a lot of people out. We got almost all of them out. They're down to 20. But
yeah, but how did you get them out exactly? Can someone, did someone, how did you get them
when
out?
you get down to the final 10 or 20, you're not going to get them out unless you're going to do a lot. And doing a lot means capitulation. That's no good either. It's a very tough situation. But I put out the other day, let them all out. Every single one. No more twos and ones. We'll give you one this week, and in 2 months we'll give you 2 more. And there's negotiation going on right now.
And real quick, what is the biggest challenge negotiating with Hamas right now? 10 to 20, what do they want to let them free?
Good question.
Well, they're asking for some things that are fine. Look, after this, you have to remember October 7th. People forget October 7th. It's not an easy thing to forget, right? But people forget, or they maybe purposely forget October 7th. So, you have to put that into the equation very strongly. It's some people even deny it. They deny it. They're crazy. But I've seen tape that's as violent as anything that you can imagine. Many of you have seen those same tapes. So you have to put that into the equation too. So it's not an easy situation. It's a tough one. But there are 20 people, maybe a little less, but there are 20 people that we want out. We want the bodies of...
It's like pulling hen's teeth right now.
They are... I've never seen anything like
It is.
the level of love.
I would rather watch paint dry than listen to what this guy is talking about. Just what was the what did he give a hint of what this major announcement is going to be? Because I'm slightly losing the will to live right now.
They just want them back very badly, and everything that goes with it.
Does anyone have any idea what this was?
Thank you very much. We're going to talk now about the G20. I figured we could wrap 2 or 3 up. The last time I took a day off, everybody said bad things happened to me. You know that, Seb? I took 1 day off. I didn't take it off. I was working. In fact, I was here. But I didn't do a news conference, and they said bad things happened to the president.
Well, that's fake news, Mr. President.
It's fake news. Obama, if you look...
Did he just say Biden?
He had a press conference. He missed it for about a year, right? About a year.
Biden.
Like that
That's my new favorite word. Biden. Biden.
How many times have they asked him that question? What's your favorite ice cream, sir? Vanilla. Okay, that's enough. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And I have to go through this, but we all have a good time. I only do it for one reason. I think it's good for the country. And we are very transparent. There's never been transparency like we have. There's nothing to hide. So thank you very much for this, Will. Great job. Appreciate it. So we're going to talk about Florida, the great state of Florida now, because it's going to be a very exciting thing to host the G20. And
All right, guys, I
celebrate our
can't deal with this anymore.
50th anniversary next year, the United States.
I can't deal with this. I'm sorry, guys. I can't. I'm gonna call it the end. I'm gonna call it. This is like, this is making me wanna. Literally, I can't deal with this.
20 years. This afternoon, I'm thrilled to announce that the
Back camp. Hopefully by Monday or Tuesday, we'll have a real update on exactly what's going on. What we're trying to do is very difficult, believe me. But when it does, everyone's gonna be unbelievably happy.
Specifically, Jennifer, you're okay? Okay, but will be held in one of our countries.
Yeah, I can't deal with this anymore. Look, I'm gonna love and leave you guys, right? I can't deal with this. I don't know what is this? What is this? Please, what is this? This story is repeated 10th time. I can't deal with it anymore. I genuinely can't deal with it anymore. Anyway, look, guys, I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. Right? Let's just see what the weekend holds. Maybe we'll get some sort of information about whatever the news is going to be. But I'm feeling this is it, right? I feel like this is the news that he's going to come out with. Unless he's changing his hair color or something, or face tan. But what I'm going to say is, look, let's watch what the markets do. Let's watch what Bitcoin does over the weekend. The weekly close is extremely important. If it closes in a positive above the 12,000, I would be highly expecting this thing to possibly reach and retest the 17,000. And then we will see where it goes from there. But I'm wholeheartedly expecting from October onwards for this market to really start to ramp up. And hopefully there we can be in the key levels where everything is going to be going absolutely crazy. My Lord, what was that? But all I will say, right, is that we've learned one thing from this stream and from what this guy was talking about. Biden is my new favorite word. Because it can't adds all of the things that Donald Trump stands for. It's Biden. If there was like Biden, that will cover everything he says in pretty much every single conference. Anyway, look, guys, absolute pleasure, brilliant, love, all that stuff. I don't know how I got banned for fraud, for fraud on my life, but I will catch